Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and today I just want to tell you that it is okay to buy digital games and not buy every single game physically. So there's been a lot of talk, especially with the Nintendo Switch 2, with the key card situation and the code in the box situation. And yes, it is unfortunate that third-party developers and publishers are utilizing key cards, but even so, it is okay to just buy the game digitally. And it makes more sense to buy digitally sometimes as well. Like, if you're interested in playing a game right this instant, but it's only available digitally right now, but a physical copy will come later, it is okay to just buy the digital game and just play it. But if you are someone that is very patient and want the physical copy, then that's fine too. But you shouldn't feel ashamed or guilty for buying digital games. And I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that are collectors that emphasize and advocate for physical copies, and that is all cool and everything, but there's some collectors out there that advocate more for options. So like they are fine with buying digital games and then also buying physical games, and that's more where I am, where like it doesn't matter if you buy the game digitally or physically, as long as you're playing and enjoying the games that you're interested in. That's what's the most important. And yeah, you shouldn't feel guilty. Other people should not make you feel guilty for buying digital games, because at the end of the day, you're buying the game you're interested in, you're playing it, hopefully, and you are supporting the developers as well. Because there's some people that will probably argue with you, saying that buying the physical copy is, supporting the developers or anything, when in fact, buying the game digitally or physically, you're supporting the developers either way. And yes, it is true that physical copies do go on sale a lot more than digital games at a much higher discount, but you can't beat convenience. That's the thing about digital games. You don't have to wait for the delivery man, you don't have to go to the store, you don't have to wait for it to open. You can just buy the game right there and then, download it, and start playing after the download's finished. Or in some cases, when you pre-order games, you can preload the game a couple days before, and it'll be ready at midnight the night it releases. And you can't beat that. And I do buy digital games, and there's some digital games I don't have physical copies for, because I don't need the physical copies, because I don't have to have everything physically. And I am guilty of buying digital games and then buying a physical copy later, when I wasn't necessarily looking after buying the physical copy in the first place. And the most recent case for me for doing that is this Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. So I bought that game on release when they shadow dropped it on PlayStation and Xbox. Really enjoyed the game. It's a very fun action game, and I am looking forward to Ninja Gaiden 4, but this was a game that I was okay with buying just digitally and not owning a physical copy eventually. The reason I bought a physical copy is because it was at the store and it was there, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I could have saved the $50 I spent on this, but you do succumb sometimes to buying a physical copy if the game store has it there, and I'm trying to work on that, so I don't do that every time. And yeah, you don't have to own a physical copy of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black if you don't want to. You shouldn't feel obligated to, because you see other collectors buying it physically and saying that you should too. You should buy it physically if it makes sense to you, if you even want it physically. But if you're okay with just having the digital copy, then that is completely fine. Don't feel guilty or pressured to buy the physical copy. Most people don't replay games. Most people are like a one and done, and they move on to the next thing, because there's always something new coming out, and that is okay too. You don't have to own a physical copy just because you might or might not replay it. If you know you're not going to replay it, then you don't really need the physical copy if you don't want it. And not only like physical copies sometimes is not the way to go. Yes, they do go on sale, especially the newer releases, but games that are much older, that are retro, typically go for more than what they retailed, and sometimes it's not worth buying those. Sometimes it's worth buying the remasters that most of these games get anyway. And yes, most of these remasters are lazy remasters, the bare minimum stuff, but if the remaster cost $40 to $50 and the original version costs more than $80 to $100 or more, it makes sense to just buy the remaster. And you know, sometimes the remaster is the better version, but yeah, it's not worth breaking the bank if the remaster is the way to go. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you buy your games, but you shouldn't feel guilty on buying digital games. So that's all I have to say, and I'll see you guys next time.